Hey guys, it's Jeremy here of Metal Music Meltdown, back with another video. What I got for today, guys, is the next installment of my rock slash metal CD collection. We're gonna jump right in, guys. These are in any kind of order. If you are new to the channel, definitely check out my playlist. This is part 12, so there's 11 other parts to check out. And like I said, they're not in alphabetical order or anything, so you kind of just have to go through it and see what I show. Just because I'm waiting to shelves behind me to reorganize, but some of them do have them grouped by band because they were organized at one point. But yeah, let's jump right in, guys. I got another about 40 CDs here to show you. The first one we got here is Blue Cheer Vincebus Eruptum, their debut album. Proto metal band. Some people argue this is the first metal album of all time, but I'd still stick with Black Sabbath for my taste. Black Sabbath just had the evil sound and kind of doomy, eerie sound that kind of goes along with metal. These guys definitely had a very distorted, heavy sound, but a little bit more psychedelic side. But a really good album, really good stuff. Next we've got here is Machine Head with The Blackening. Easily my favorite Machine Head album. I have kind of a love-hate relationship with Machine Head. There's a handful of albums that I think are iconic, and there's a handful of albums of theirs I just fucking hate. So they're kind of hit and miss for me, but this is definitely a top 50 album of all time for me. I really love this album. It's really, really good. And then we got Leonard Skinner Gold. This is just a double disc, kind of greatest hits kind of thing. I just picked this up because I really do like this band, the good Southern rock, classic tunes like Sweet Home Alabama, Simple Man, Free Bird, of course, Tuesday's Gone, just some big songs on this one. And I just wanted to have a collection of their big hits to listen to from time to time. I don't have any of their studio stuff, but I should pick up a few of their early stuff eventually. Next we got here is a Canadian boy, Devin Townsend Project Epicloud. This is like the Digipack, I think, special edition. I love Devin Townsend, really good vocalist. He's got a really cool, mean, kind of growl, heavy part to his voice, kind of when he did Strapping Young Lad. But his solo project kind of stuff is kind of a mix of heaviness and just some really beautiful melodic passages and cleaner vocals. And I just love this album. I think this is the only one I have from him, unfortunately, but I picked it up for, there was a song in here that I really loved, and I'm drawing a blank now. Well, it's not important. Kingdom. The song Kingdom I really liked. But yeah, really good stuff. I definitely should pick up more of his stuff. Really creative guy. All his albums kind of sound different. I've heard most of his stuff on YouTube, but I think that's the only one I actually picked up a copy of. Next, we got the latest from the Hard Rockers AC/DC with Power Up. Love the album cover on this one, the black and red two-tone, with songs like Realize, Rejection, Shot in the Dark. Just some really good tunes on this one. These guys still kill it. And it's one of those bands, if you like one, you like them all. And it's definitely the band I want all their albums. I think I have about half of them so far. There's still a bunch of them I still haven't picked up yet, but really good album for that late in their career. Next one here we got is another iconic album, Appetite for Destruction from Guns N' Roses. Iconic album, of course, you know, Sweet Child of Mine, Paradise City. What else we got here? Night Train, Welcome to the Jungle, like so many iconic songs in here. Guns N' Roses, I love this debut album, but everything else they've done is just kind of like for me. They've been milking this debut album for like 40 years, and I just wish they would put out another album like this, but it'll never happen. But great album still. Next we got here is the Best of the Beta Band. I picked this up again just because I fell in love with a couple songs I heard from these guys. I think on a movie or a couple of movies I really liked it, and I just had to pick it up just to have it. Dry the Rain was the song I really liked. I think I heard it on that scene in High Fidelity, the movie. I'm like, wow, that does sound really good when the guy sells a copy of it in the store playing it live. And it worked on me because it sounded really good, so I picked this up for cheap. I think I got it for like $5 used or something. And it's really good stuff. Next, we got a great progressive sludge kind of stoner metal band, Baroness. All their albums are just kind of color-coded, so this is their red album. Cool artwork. The lead singer does all the artwork for his albums. Really good band. I have most of their stuff. I think the latest one I still need to pick up, Stone. But I think I have the rest of them. Next, we got the Black Sabbath 13. I think this is the last official studio album with Ozzy on vocals. Really good album, really underrated in my opinion. They tried to go back to the old Sabbath sound, and I think they're pretty successful. I think it sounds really doomy and kind of typical Sabbath-like. I really enjoy this album. I think it's really good. Next, we got heavy hitter Black Sabbath, Heaven and Hell. Easily my favorite one with Ronnie on vocals. I love this album. Mob Rules is really good too, but I always gravitate more towards this. Neon Nights, Children of the Sea. The title track, Heaven and Hell, is iconic. Die Young. This album is just fucking amazing. It's probably a top 10 album of all time for me. Definitely top 20, if not top 10. Really good album. One of my favorite albums with Ronnie on vocals. And we got Black Sabbath Volume 4. Another classic album from the early lineup. Good songs on this one as well. Everyone knows Black Sabbath, don't really have to say too much. And we got Black Sabbath, Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. Really good tunes on this one as well. The title track, Sabracadabra. Even Fluff is really cool. Some cool songs on this one. Love early Sabbath. They have that really cool, eerie, kind of doomy sound. Really good stuff. And we got the album where it started it all. The debut album, Black Sabbath, self-titled. Really good album. Really doomy and eerie sounding. Love Ozzy's vocals on this one. Really good stuff. And we got Black Sabbath with Master of Reality, their third album. Great songs like Sweet Leaf, Into the Void, Children of the Grave. Definitely the first kind of stoner doom metal album, I'd say, that kind of started that whole subgenres as well. This album is probably responsible for all that. Some people quote this as their favorite Black Sabbath album. It's up there for me, but not my favorite, but up there, top 3 or 4 for sure. Really good stuff. And the next one here is Black Sabbath, The Dio Year. It's just a compilation of a bunch of songs with Dio on vocals. Has like all the big hits from the couple albums he was on. He was on Mob Rules, Heaven and Hell, and I guess Dehumanizer. But yeah, I just bought this as a collection just to have it because I love Ronnie and Sabbath, so I just wanted to have it. And I got another Black Sabbath, Paranoid. Probably my favorite of the Ozzy era. War Pigs, Paranoid, Iron Man, Electric Funeral, Rat Salad. Like, come on, this album is just top to bottom perfect. Album cover is really ridiculous in my opinion. I think it's stupid, but really good album. One of my favorites of all time. Yeah, the guy just showed like the first 5 or 6 from the Ozzy era. Like, I think those are all the Black Sabbath ones I have. There's still some holes I don't have. I still need Born Again. I still don't have Mob Rules or a copy, Dehumanizer. And the Tony Martin era are pretty good. I might still pick those up, but I'm mostly focused on getting the Ozzy stuff and Ronnie. Next we got Primordial, with Redemption at the with the Puritan's Hand. Primordial's a really cool band. They have a really distinct sound. They don't really sound like anyone else. They're kind of a mix of traditional metal. They got some folky elements in there, some pagan elements, progressive elements. Really good band. I definitely want to pick up more of their stuff and check more out. But I just picked this up on a whim and it's pretty good. I liked it. Next we got Tool with Anima. Tool's one of those bands I like, but I have to be in the mood to listen to them. It's not something I play all the time. But when you are in the mood for Tool, nothing hits quite like it. Really cool band, very distinct sound, really good stuff. Next we got another Baroness album. They're blue and I think this is the Blue and Green album it's called. Yeah, Blue Record, sorry, just Blue. Really cool artwork again. I really love the artwork on these ones. You can tell it's Baroness right away. That's the back there. And we got another Baroness. I think this is just the yellow album it's called. I don't know if it shows anywhere. Yeah, Yellow and Green it's called. This one's like a slipcover. Cool logo on that one. And that's the artwork there again. Really cool stuff. The lady on the front. Like I said, the lead singer does all the artwork. It's really cool stuff. I like it a lot. Really good band. I always buy their stuff. Try to buy all their records when they come out. There's still the one I need to buy still. Okay, and that one stack is done. I'll go through this other one here quickly. So the next one we got here is I think they're from Finland or Sweden. The Vintage Caravan with Arrival. I showed one of their other albums on one of my other videos. Really good band. Kind of a mix of that classic occult kind of 70s rock, but kind of heavy metal at the same time. Really cool vocals. Kind of reminds me of when I listen to songs like Tiny Dancer from Elton John. That kind of just vibing out music. That's what these guys are. They're kind of a vibe, hard rock, 70s kind of vibe, but heavy metal guitars in parts. Some really cool, clean vocals. Crazy Horses on this album is a killer. Eclipse is really good. Babylon is really good. Like, if you're not familiar with these guys, please check them out. They're really, really good band. Really good stuff. Next we got Winter Sun with Time One. Not the biggest Winter Sun fan, but I do really enjoy this album. I'm not as much into power metal, but I do like a couple bands, and Winter Sun's definitely one of them. They're very epic, great vocals, great guitar work, fast shredding guitars, really good band. I think this is the only album I have from them, but like I said, I'm not a biggest fan of that style of metal, but I might pick up more. Next we got Exodus, Let There Be Blood. I think this is just kind of a reprint of an old album, like it's like a compilation, not one of their studio albums. I think it's kind of like a re-recording of an album. I just picked it up just to have it because I love Exodus. And I think I got it super cheap on Boxing Day one time, just to add it to my collection. And then we got Dio, Holy Diver, iconic album. My favorite Dio album from his solo catalog, Stand Up and Shout, Holy Diver. Straight Through the Heart is probably my favorite song on this album. It's a really good tune. Rainbow in the Dark is popular, of course. Gypsy. Top to bottom, it's just a perfect album. Probably a top 10 album of all time for me as well. Killer stuff. And then we got Between the Buried and Me with Colors. In my opinion, they're a masterpiece. Really good prog album, and easily my favorite from the band. I've heard most of their stuff on YouTube, but I think I only have one or two of them on a physical copy. It's not a band I really got into huge, but when I first heard this album on YouTube, I fucking loved it right away, and I had to pick up a copy. It's really, really good. So there's that. And we got Born of Osiris, Tomorrow We Die Alive. I think this might be the only Born of Osiris album I have. It sounds pretty good. I saw them live. They're good live too, but I didn't really gravitate towards them. It's not really my style, but it's not bad. I pop it on from time to time, maybe once a year. Next we got All That Remains, a couple albums here. This one is Overcome. I think this is the album that got me into the band. The song Undone, 2 Weeks. Just some good tunes on here. Metalcore band. Pretty decent stuff. Not my favorite subgenre of metal, but I really like these guys' sound. I think it sounds pretty good. And we got Remains, the Fall of Ideals. Another great album from these guys. This Calling is a big song. We Stand. Just some good tunes on here. I listen again from time to time, but not on a super heavy rotation for me, but it's fun to listen to from time to time. Next we got some good old pirate metal from Ailstorm, Back Through Time. Really cool artwork on this one. Like I said, they're kind of pirate themed metal. Just fun to listen to, kind of like silly, singing about like swashbuckling and beers, and just a fun album to listen to from time to time. I think this is the only one I have from them, but pretty good stuff. I like listening to it. Next we got Airborne with Black Dog Barking. This is a really good band. If you like AC/DC, you'll love these guys. They're kind of the modern era AC/DC. Very similar sound, kind of rock anthems. Not quite as good as AC/DC in my opinion, but really good stuff. Also from Australia. And yeah, if you're not familiar with these guys, let me check them out. They're really good. And speaking of AC/DC, we got AC/DC with Highway to Hell. Probably my favorite album with Bon Scott on vocals. Highway to Hell, Shot Down in the Flames, Got It Hot, Touch Too Much. Really good. The Girls Got Rhythm. Really good tunes on this one. Rest in peace, Scott. Bon Scott, who is a great frontman. But Brian Johnson, I think, did a really good job. When I came into AC/DC at my age, because of my age, I pretty much got into it. Brian Johnson was already there. So I'm kind of more used to Brian Johnson on vocals. But I really do like Bon Scott. He's a really good frontman. Then we got AC/DC Black Ice, one of the kind of newer ones. Rock and Roll Train's a killer song. Some other good tunes on this one. Like I said, AC/DC doesn't really put out a bad album, in my opinion, but it's a pretty solid album. I like it quite a bit. And they got, with the ventricular cover here, Rock or Bust. You probably can't see it on the camera, but it kind of goes back and forth. This is a really still solid album. Probably not one of my favorites from AC/DC, kind of on the lower tier, but it's still pretty good, worth having on physical copy. Like I said, AC/DC is another band I need to pick up all their stuff. I don't quite have all their albums. I still need like quite a few of them, like 6 or 7. Next, we got a great German band, Accept, with The Rise of Chaos, one of their newer albums. I got into Accept much later, after I kind of got into thrash and some other stuff first. I kind of discovered bands like Accept and, not AC/DC, but Accept and like some power metal stuff and a little other stuff a little bit later on. So I have more of their newer stuff, but I have to go back and pick up a lot of their older 80s stuff. But a really good band. Really, the new album's really good as well from this year. And we've got Accept with Starlingad. Another great album from these guys, newer era stuff. And this is the one with Rob Trujillo. No, what's his name? Robert. No, that's Metallica. I can't remember the guy's name, but the new singer for Accept, I think he's on most of the albums that I have, not Udo. But yeah, good album as well. And we got Accept, Blind Rage, another one of the newer albums. Yeah, it kind of reminds me, I really have to go back and pick up a lot of their older stuff to add to my collection. I love the newer stuff, but got to get some of the stuff with Udo on vocals. We got AC/DC Back in Black. This is one I've had kind of more to the beginning because they don't have the front cover for it. Long story. At one point, I thought it was a good idea to put all my CDs just in big binders, and scrap all the cases and books and stuff to save space. But then realizing as a metalhead and a collector of CDs and hard copy, that was just the stupidest idea ever. So I went back and just put them in cases, but it was unfortunately too late, and I already threw out the book. So some CDs that I had when I was much younger, like this one, Black in Black, don't have the front cover still. But yeah, great iconic album from AC/DC. I think it sold like 20 million copies. Monster album. Again, the Brian Johnson, first one with Brian Johnson on vocals. This is AC/DC 74 Jailbreak. This was a little bit older. Pretty good stuff. I bought it pretty cheap. I got it on a deal for Boxing Day one time. And we got AC/DC Ballbreaker. Another, again, one of the newer albums. Pretty good stuff. Got some good tunes on this one as well. And this is just a blank case for some reason. And we got Jar of Flies EP from Alice in Chains. I almost forgot I had this. For some reason, I thought I still needed it. But yeah, love Alice in Chains. All their stuff is really solid. Really cool sounding band. Like all their stuff. And they got Alice in Chains. The Devil Put Dinosaurs here. One of the newer albums with the new singer. Really good stuff still. One of my lower albums. I prefer the early material, but still solid. And we got the first album that had the new singer, Black Gives Way to Blue. I think this is my favorite. This is my favorite album from them with the new singer. Check out my ranking of the albums of Alice in Chains. I put that up fairly recently. Really good album here. And then we got Aerosmith. Devil's Got a New Disguise, and it's just a compilation, like best of kind of thing. I just picked this up cheap again, Boxing Day for like $5, just to have it added to the collection. I do like early Aerosmith. 80s and 90s Aerosmith kind of sucks in my opinion. It's too commercial and they kind of sold out in my opinion, but this one is 9 Lives from Aerosmith. Again, I tried picking it up just to check out some of the newer material. Not a big fan, to be honest, at all. I just really like their early 70s stuff, really. And outside of that, I'm not really a big fan. And then we got just another best of Aerosmith Big Ones is the last one here. Again, just have a compilation of all their earlier stuff. But I do really want to pick up some early Aerosmith albums like Rocks and Toys in the Attic, Night in the Ruts, those kind of albums. So that's what I got for you guys today. If you're, like I said, new to the channel, definitely go check out my playlist to check out the other parts of my collection. We're getting closer to the end of the videos here. There's probably enough CDs down there to make maybe 5 or 6 more videos. Also, stay tuned for those coming up. And thanks for watching, guys. Keep it metal.